always had a queen by your side. You know I'm ready to ride. Sipping with the smoke on the side. Say what they want, what they like.
Come on in.
Ain't no confusion, baby. You know I'm ready to ride. Always
Come on in, y'all.
we keep it easy, baby. Say what they want, what they like. We keep it in the
Share the video. We have a very handsome guest on here today. And you know, I know how my women is on here. And some of the men too. You know, y'all be doing the most. Um, put some ice in your drawers if that's what you need to do. Because I know he cute and all that. You know. So we got a very, very, very special guest on here, and I am so proud to have him on here. He's very inspirational. Tag your friends, tag your neighbor, tag your dog if they got an iPad, and let them know that somebody's business is on here. And we got DeQUEL Robinson on here, and today is interview day. Let's do on here. Come on in, Nina, over there on YouTube. What's up, Jamaica? Come on in, Tasha. Come on in, Tonya. Chrissy, come on in. Ashley, Shanika, Miss T, what's up? Crystal, Vicky, Adrian, Jessica. What's up, Ebony? All y'all, come on in, child. Come on in. Come on in, Candace. Come on in, Tasha. Come on in, Elle. Join y'all ass on in. Tag your people. Share the video. What's up, Zan? Hey, Shalita. Lakia, what's up? What's up, Jazzy and Rhonda? Y'all come on in. What's up, Ashley? What's up, babe? Come on in, Elle. Y'all come on in. Oscar, I think that's her name. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong or not. I think it's Oscar. What's up, Akila? It's Tamara, Kay. Y'all come on in. Tag your people. Tag your people. Because we got some real shit to come on here to talk about today. We got some info, some shit that I hope give y'all some inspiration and some shit to make you see that your situation ain't that damn bad. What's up, Victoria and Letitia? What's up, Sable and Shakita and Deborah? Y'all come on in. Oh, y'all, we got Alabama on. We got Mobile, Alabama on today. You know, they just ain't motherfucking Jerry. Hey, Dana. Happy birthday, LaDonna! Happy birthday, girl! Okay. So, today we have, like I said, don't y'all start. Don't even start. Don't start, Nicole. Today, we have, hey, Charlene. Today we have a very special guest on here today. We have somebody who I asked him to be on the show because I thought that I knew y'all was gonna start. But I guess I knew it. He is handsome. He is cute. That smile is everything. But I asked him to come on here today because I seen him post about his story, and I've been watching DeQuEL for a minute because I just go over there and look at him because hell, I don't give a damn if he is rolling in the wheelchair. He cute. Shit. I be looking at him. So I asked him to come on here, and because he posted about it, and I asked him to come on here so he could I wanted to know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how he ended up in the situation that he was in, and me being in somebody's business like I always do. I hit him up in the DM, was like, look, can you come on my show? Because I kind of want to know what happened, you know, what's going on. So without further ado, DeQuEL, you can you introduce yourself to the people?
Yes,
And tell
yes.
them from.
Thank you very much for having me on. My name is DeQuEL Robinson. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. Mob Town in the house, Port City, the home of Mardi Gras. If you don't know,
Period.
now you know. Yeah, I'm 34 years of age, and I I'm just a working man, working, trying to better my community here in Mobile. That's all. That's it.
Okay.
That's a little intro for me about me and what I do, and what I got going on.
So, could you tell me what is your chosen profession? Because I think I've seen a couple of things like coach and motivational speaker.
Yeah, yes. I actually have a lot going. I'm a fitness program manager for this health company here in Mobile.
That's
I'm a
why you're
personal
so
trainer.
fine.
Say, I mean, I got to stay in shape. I love staying in shape. My health, not just mentally and physically, is a very important thing to me in general. But yeah, I'm a fitness program manager, a personal trainer, a track coach, motivational speaker as well. And I also just started and working on starting my own nonprofit organization as well. So I just have a lot of things going on that keep me busy, keep me sane. That could just bring life to other people. I'm all about helping others. That's always been my thing. Helping others in any way possible, whether it's sharing a great message, or being on an interview right now with you, talking to the people, letting them hear my story, or even if it's just through coaching. I mentor a lot with my athletes and everything as well. So I'm always just trying to bring a smile to people's face, and uplift my people because we need it.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, come on in, DeQuel.
I'm in,
Um,
baby.
so, um, so we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
Um, for you all that don't know, I ain't gonna say he handicapped because hell, he look like he do everything to be everywhere. He like he
Nah,
living
don't
his
no
best life
handicap.
to me.
No handicap.
All right. So something happened, and
Yes.
obviously it was something that was traumatic and for me would be horrifying.
Hmm.
You ended up in a wheelchair.
Hmm.
And so I want to give you the space and the platform to tell us what happened. I want to start from, what happened with that day when you woke up, and I want to just go through the whole story and you just give it to us how you Sean, ain't his teeth pretty? Child, come on, y'all, we gotta stay focused. Okay, look at him. I can't concentrate. He's so fine.
Hey, but
Look. Okay, go ahead.
but yeah, when I talk about my incident and my situation and everything that happened on that day, it pretty much takes me back way before that happened. Being a person I am, I'm sorry, not am, being a person I was before. The way I grew up. I'm from Trinity Garden in the Pritchard area, and everything. Raised up that way, and this situation and what happened to me came about because I grew up a fighter. That was always in me. Like yourself, I know we were discussing earlier about your height and your size and everything. But that's how I had to prove myself growing up because I was always small. I was always small and everything and short, but I was just always athletic. I played every sport there was. My mom had me in every sport there was, and I loved it, and everything. But being at a certain size and smaller than everybody else, I had to find a way to prove myself. And I became, and I pretty much developed that from fighting. I grew up, and my name, had a name for myself of just being a good fighter and everything. And that side of me, took me, brought all the way through high school to where my situation happened, which was back in 2008, where I pretty much, out that weekend. It was around the time of, it is right now with the fair getting ready to get started. You know, woke. I was excited for the weekend because I had my nephew that I was watching over the weekend. I was getting ready to take him to the fair that next morning. Just excited and everything because I had him. And because I always love just hanging with him and everything, trying to make be there in his life and everything. But I was just excited for that day, for the next day. But that Friday is pretty much when it happened. which was Friday the 18th. You know, just out. And my thing about it, my intentions was to pretty much just stay in the house that night and just enjoy it and just enjoy the day. But a couple of associates, contact me and say, hey, let's get out. Let's have what I'm saying, let's have a good time. What I'm saying, let's go out and enjoy ourselves. And the plan was pretty much really was to go to the fair. But when we went to the fair, and around that time, Midnight Madness, it's packed. It's ridiculous. It's hard to get in. You can't get in and everything. So at that time, I'm 21. I had just turned 21, so I'm drinking as well. And instead of staying there, I ended up going to a club which it's called Roxy or whatever. But they changed the name multiple times after my incident actually happened. And a lot of people don't know that. That's probably pretty much the reason the name had got changed. Um, so pretty much I went there with a couple of associates. I wouldn't call friends because that really wasn't what they were. And when I got inside the place and everything, I separated myself really, and getting drink a couple of drinks in me and everything, and just having a good time because that's what it was all about. I ended up running across a couple of guys and everything. That's who I've been getting to it with throughout high school. And throughout high school until I just constantly fighting. Like when I say I was fighting so much, my principal decided to have a sit down talk with me and my mom about me leaving the second half of my senior year, because I just got a scholarship to go play football at A&M. That's how bad it was because he felt like he didn't want me to lose that scholarship or didn't want me to lose up my chances of actually going off to school and playing, and everything. So while I'm inside the club, I'm feeling myself. I've been drinking and everything. I came across a couple of guys, I've been getting to it with back and forth, and you know, me being me, I have had a really bad quick temper, and everything. And one of them said something smart, and by the time it was over, I didn't hit him, and it's just me, fighting in the club with just me against six people, just fighting in the club and everything. And I actually end up getting thrown out of the club. Actually, the only one that actually getting thrown out the club. Being today saying I was the most aggressive one. So by me, pretty much getting thrown out the club, took a little breather and everything, and I stepped out for a minute, but I knew the person at the door, and by me knowing the person at the door, I was able to catch my breath and just relax myself, get myself back to a calm stage, and I was able to enter back into the club. And by me entering back into the club and everything, I'm posted up on a wall, and I guess they felt embarrassed about the situation on how it happened in the first go around. They approached me again. We started tumbling, started fighting again, got thrown out the club. Um, and I always tell myself after that first incident, I should have left.
I
I
was just, I was just, I was literally just thinking that in my head. They
Yeah,
kept pulling you out, but you ain't want to. You came back in
I
again.
because that was my mentality back then.
Right,
Man, I was a fighter. That's what I was known for throughout high school, an
right.
athlete and a fighter. So by when I got thrown up the second time, I'm like, yeah, okay, now it's my time to go. I need to get up out of there. I don't feel safe, and everything. And I don't know if you yourself or anybody ever get a feeling like something is about to happen. And I literally got that feeling. Didn't know what exactly that it was that was about to happen or how it was going to
Mhm.
transpire, but I had a gut feeling of something was about to happen.
Right.
And pretty much as I'm walking back to my car and everything, in the back of the club, as soon as I'm getting ready to open up my club, one of the guy ran up behind my car and opened up fire. Boom, boom, boom. But but the crazy thing about that incident, I only felt one shot. I was shot 7 times.
Okay.
I was shot 7 times, but I only felt one shot, and that one shot was in my stomach, and everything. And it wasn't until I woke up in a hospital that I found out I was shot multiple times. But I'm guessing after that first shot, it sent my body into shock. I dropped to the ground, um, and I was just there. Just like I made a post recently and everything, about that whole situation, how it transpired while I'm on the ground. I literally felt like, you know, I didn't know what was gonna be my last breath, when it was gonna be my last breath. All I could do was just breathe, and by the grace of God, which I always put him above all things, to help me get through every and all situations and everything. Um, I was actually able to reach in my pocket, dial 911, told the operator that, hey, I'm dying. I'm behind such and such place, and I ended up dropped my phone, and before I knew it, um, paramedic was over me, ripping my shirt apart, trying to do procedure and everything. And it wasn't until I had a friend on the police department as well. It wasn't until then that I found out that I was actually on the ground for over an hour and a half. They
Wow.
actually they dispatched an ambulance, but couldn't find me because the location of where I was located. But I was in the back of the club, but also in a different parking lot. So I was between my car and another car. So they said they couldn't find me, so they had to actually dispatch another ambulance out to actually look for me and find me, from what I was told and everything. Um, and that's the night that pretty much changed my life. That's the night that pretty much opened my eyes to, pretty much just living, enjoy life the best way I can, as much as I can, love who I can love, and keep my family and the ones I care about so much and so dear to me close to my heart, at all times, and that what grew me even closer to my family and me even to become even more of a family oriented person, actually.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this. So when you were laying there, because they
Yeah,
say that your life flashed before your eyes. Did you have that
yeah.
experience?
I never had that experience. I mean, it's crazy. Um, it's crazy, but I never had that experience. It never flashed before my eyes. I never. All I just, I felt relaxed, really. And it's crazy to say. It felt very calm and relaxed. Even though I was in pain and that adrenaline was flowing and everything, I felt relaxed, as though, you know, like, okay, what's next? What about to happen next? That's all I kept thinking about. If I am I about to die, and when I'm gonna leave. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So my next question would be to the people who did it. So you were shot 7 times, obviously by the people that you got into it with. What happened with them?
I mean,
Like did they
it's
go to like
crazy.
did they go to prison?
Nah, it's crazy that you asked that question. Because honestly, nothing. I allowed nothing to happen to him at that point in time. Yes, I want revenge. I mean, revenge to the point where, when I woke up in the hospital, that first week of being in the hospital, I literally had, my people looking for him. I wanted revenge. I wanted, you know, I wanted it over. That was my mentality then. But it also helped me realize while sitting in that hospital as well, as though, okay, if I get revenge right now, how long this gonna continue to go on? How long this cycle
Right.
gonna continue to happen? Where, okay, I'm coming back for them, or they gonna keep coming back for me or my family, someone close. How long the cycle gonna end? Who's gonna break
Right.
this cycle? How is it gonna stop? So at that
Right.
moment, then, I literally told my people, and everything, hey, don't even worry about it anymore. Leave it alone. And I literally told the police to close the case, stop it,
Okay.
literally.
Okay. So let's go back to when you were lying in the hospital, right? So you're laying in the hospital. I'm pretty sure you probably had tubes or how,
Tools,
however. Yeah.
all in
Right.
there.
So who broke it to you that you were paralyzed?
Well,
How,
the doctor.
go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That moment. So I just want to just go back to the moment, like the moment when did you have a moment of realization where you was like, I can't feel my legs or I can't move them, or did a doctor come in and say you can't
They
walk?
actually they told the moment I woke, because I was, you in the hospital, I'm in and out of it, each and every time, I'm open, my eyes open this moment, my eyes closed this moment. So I was in and out of it a lot throughout that first week, the first couple of days, I should say. um but when I fully came back conscious and was aware or better of my surroundings and who I was talking to and everything, the doctor came in and actually broke the news to me. My mom's right there, my family right there. Oh, my situation was like, hey, um, you've been, one of the bullets grazed your spine. My spine was never severed. It didn't sever my spine or anything like that. The bullet grazed my spine nerve, which what we call an incomplete injury in the medical field. So I'm a T12 incomplete. So he said, but what he told me, which I always continue to carry with me, and that even drove me more. You know, I'm always that person. Once the moment you tell me I can't do something, I want to be able to do something. Okay, that's even make me that's even make me want to work harder to go after what I want. And he literally told me, like, you've been paralyzed, you will never walk again. And at that moment, I made a decision right there that I would never, let those words be true. I would never let those words be true. And because before the incident, I was always determined. I always was motivated. I always a go getter, regardless. Um, and and I say from the bottom of my heart, like, literally, if it wasn't for my family members, my family, my loved ones, my friends that was there day in and day out, I don't know where I would be right now. Honestly, I don't even know how they would have been able to get to a point of wanting to fight, wanting to keep going. But they knew my spirit, and they always kept my spirit up while I was in the hospital, laying up, visiting me. It wasn't a day that didn't go by that somebody wasn't there through the nighttime, through the daytime, just keeping that love, and let me know that I was gonna get through it. And I can actually say, throughout my time of my incident that happened, I never got in the depressed stage. It was always in my mind that I already set up in my mind, like, this is not gonna I'm not gonna stay like this. This is not gonna keep me down. This is not gonna get the best of me. So, and maybe about maybe after a week or so, I felt a little twitch in my leg, and I twitched my right leg, and I and that even drove me even more motivated. And I told my family member, I showed, like, look, I could twitch my right leg. Yeah, I could move it. I could twitch it just a little bit and everything. Um, and like I say that, and and I just kept that drive alive, throughout the whole situation to where I am, that where I continue to fight, I continue to drive, I continue to not let my situation define me, because right now I'm at a place to I wish I can go back and find that doctor again, um, and tell him, and actually pull out my walker and let him see me walk, because I can walk with a walker a little bit. I can move my legs. They're not as stable as I would like them to be, but I can move them very well, and everything. And I'm gradually improving. I'm gradually getting stronger each and every day.
Okay, okay, that's what's up. Okay, so have you seen? Have you ever ran across was it a one person
Oh
or
yes,
one
oh
shooter?
yes.
Okay,
I mean, one
have you
one
seen
one
him?
person pulled the trigger.
Okay, have
Both.
have, have you seen him since this happened?
Oh yes. I ran into him. I
Really?
ran. Yeah. I ran
So
into him about two or three times.
how did that go?
I mean, it went. It went as well as I wanted it to go. And I made sure he seen me. I made sure that he seen me smiling. I made sure that he seen that whatever you try to use to destroy me, all right, I'm gonna do everything in my power for you to see me shine and even go further, even accomplish everything that you try to destroy. I made sure he seen me. I smiled. I looked at him.
Did he say
Never,
anything to you?
no, oh, no words. No, never no words. And I never need any words or anything like that. And I always feel like that when everything got in any and everything I do. And my words is, don't need anything. I let my actions and everything speak for themselves. And
What a
everything.
couple child. Hold up. Let me just give you a clap because you throwing that on here. So let me so okay, so I have some people on here who are paralyzed. I have a
Yeah.
few people that follow me that are paralyzed, and
Oh,
I talk to them, and they're like so. Um, some people are still trying to even accept it after like 20, 30 years.
yeah.
That this has been their fate.
Hmm.
So, what challenges do you go through, like on a day to day basis?
Uh,
Um, like
the
like like
word.
what like real life challenges? What like can you dress yourself?
I
Can
mean,
you
well, that's one thing about me. I'm very independent. I have my own place, my own car, my own everything. I, you know,
do you have a woman?
I I do not have a woman. No, actually, I am single. Actually, and everything, but I do I do everything myself. I take care of myself very well. I'm very independent. And I grew and I developed that through through my family members and me getting on them nerves, telling them to get away from me. I can do this myself. You
Right.
know, through when I get out the hospital, because I used to drive them crazy. I was like, listen, I don't need no help. If this is my life, I have to live. I gotta you know challenge myself to get through this to make it easier. Being I'm the baby's boy. I'm the baby boy. And I'm spoiled in the family, so everybody want to make sure Quail all right. But they also know my drive and know how far and how hard I like to push myself. And
Mhm.
sometimes I get told I need to sit down because I'm always and constantly running around. I stay moving. So it's nothing I can't do. I drive a Ford F-150. I pretty much go to my truck, stand up on the side of my truck, pick my wheelchair up, throw it up in back of my truck, walk on the side of my truck, get in and drive. I do have hand controls that I use to manipulate the gas pedal and everything, but like I say, I can use my legs if I want to. But it makes it a lot easier when I can use my hands to control the gas and the brake.
Right.
Um, the only and the most hardest challenge that I deal with on a daily basis is that I'm in pain constantly every day. For the past 13 years, I've been in pain every day. It's not a second goes by that I'm not in pain. Um,
Mhm.
and that's due to that bullet. It hitting the nerve and triggering what they call an acute carditis or whatever, where your spine, your nerves that's dangling and everything are pretty much collapsed together, and they constantly dangling and they constantly bumping each other, creating that different types of excruciating pain and throbbing and shocks and tingling and things in my legs. So I'm constantly in pain, and that's something I battle each and every day, which it had actually gradually actually gotten worse throughout the year, or whatever. But I continue to keep push. I can continue to go forward, and because of this drive, that I always continue to have, I was able to actually go back to school, finish my bachelor's, and also receive my master's as well. All playing wheelchair basketball. I was offered a scholarship to play University wheelchair basketball for the University of Alabama. After my incident happened, so I pretty much took my situation, and I felt it was my job to make the best out of my situation as best as possible. And even with that, I was able to and asked to come try out for the USA team playing wheelchair basketball. And I recently just got back last year from France, where I was offered to come play professionally over there in France, playing wheelchair basketball there, and everything. So nothing's really that I deal with, on a day-to-day basis, keeps me down or anything, or keeps me from going, or create a challenge for me not to actually, go forward. I actually like a challenge, actually.
Okay. Okay. So do you like when it comes to like cuz I'm going to ask you what I know that the people want to
Most
talk
definitely.
about.
Yeah.
So what do you plan on having like a family? Do you plan
Yeah, of
on
course.
like getting married
That's
or
that's that's the goal. That's always the goal. To one day have my own family, to one day have kids. My goal is to be a great father one day and a great husband. That is my ultimate goal. That's my joy, my peace, and my happiness that I strive for and that I want for myself. I know a lot of other people have different type of happiness that they're in search for, but that little piece of happiness right there, is something that I strive for and everything. And I try to put myself in a better position and a better spot in a position as possible to try to create that. I mean, I'm not perfect from definitely not perfect. I have my mistakes and
oh you
everything.
are you still a man?
Oh, yes, I mean, hey, we know we're human. We're human, all right. We're definitely human. But as a man, though, one thing that I always pride myself on is take accountability for any and everything that I do or any mistake that I have. So I never had a problem admitting my wrong. I never had a problem admitting my faults, and everything. And whenever you can admit your faults and you're wrong, that's the only way you can try to go forward and do better about improving, so it won't happen again.
Right.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay, I mean, you make this interview too easy.
I'll
You
make
make
it
it too
easy.
easy. Look,
I'll
so
make it
so
easy.
what kind of stuff do you do for pain? Because I see some people on here saying that they smoke for pain. So,
I,
but you can't smoke if you play basketball, right?
you actually can, due to um, having a disability, hearsay or whatever implants, they understand the level of what you go through by
Right.
being, having a disability and everything and playing sports. So, but marijuana and weed it never done anything. I tried to do, but it never done anything for me or anything like that. And no type of medication. I've been on every type of medication as possible to try to help with this pain, but nothing's actually helped. Has helped so far, but until recently until recently that I met with my pain management doctor and we came up with a solution that's going to try to help do away with that pain. And I had the procedure done to test that theory, and it actually worked. Um, which is some similar to what you women receive, like an epidural shot or something in that spinal
Mhm.
area and everything like that. So it's something like that, and getting implanted in that nerve area and having it set to a set time where it administered that a certain dose of medicine to help try to relieve and numb that pain, so you won't have to deal with it constantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this you're so well spoken, and this I mean you kind of like
I'm,
answer all the questions. Look, if y'all got any questions and stuff that y'all want to ask, put those questions in the comments so that I can ask him. He said no questions were off limits.
no questions
But don't get vulgar. But
I'm open. I'm always, and that's one thing that I love about myself, and that's one thing that helps me to move forward and to continue to go because I'm open. I'm very expressive. I'm a communicator. I communicate. So it's not. I mean, conversations. I believe are the easiest things to have if
Mhm.
people actually just try and actually have conversation and
Yeah,
actually
man,
listen.
I'm making a career out of it. I
Now,
love conversation.
you
So
know,
speaking of
yeah.
conversation, you have become a motivational speaker.
Yes.
How did that come about, and what made you decide to use your what happened to you and use your story to actually motivate other people?
I mean, I want. That's not something I do on a regular. but I
Well,
only do I
you're
only
doing it
do it
right
when
now.
well, I guess you're right. But it's only when I get asked where I have people come to me, hey, can you come speak to this congregation? Can you come speak at this venue? Can you come speak at these kids and everything? And it got introduced to me when I actually was asked to come speak to a church, and everything, and share your situation. Share God's work and the God's doing on what He's doing in your life and what He's brought you through and how He continue to uplift you and how He continue to bring you out of situations. And I felt like okay, as I got accustomed to it, I was like, you know what, you know, I maybe I do have a purpose. Maybe that's the reason why I didn't die on that spot on October the 18th. Maybe this was my purpose to uplift people through my situation. To understand that we can we can get through anything. But you just gotta be willing to, and you just gotta be willing to, to keep God first and to keep Him in your life through, and actually, want to and actually take the initiative to do so. Faith without work is dead, and a
Mhm.
lot of people try to rely on that fact of, just okay, if I pray on it and I hope for it, it's gonna happen. All right,
Now
but
you got to put some action behind the thing.
what acts exactly, and that's come with everything you do in life. What actions are you actually putting in place, to actually get to where you want to, whether it's a job, whether it's relationships, whether it's anything. Are you putting actions into place? On top of praying as well, and that's what I believe in. And and as like I say, through time, I just felt like it was my purpose to to continue to share this light, and let my light shine. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to continue to do, and that's part of the reason of the nonprofit organization that I'm starting up right now in Mobile, Alabama, actually.
Go ahead. Tell me about the nonprofit, or because for one thing, I can say, it's a lot of gun violence that happens in our city. I don't live there, but that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of gun violence that happens in our city, and I think that you know, uh, I can personally connect you to some people because the youth down there need it. Because
Yes.
don't nobody fight no more, obviously, because
Oh no, not at all. Not at
every time we turn around,
not at all. Yeah.
it's one of the young guys. They ain't even making it out of high school anymore.
Yeah.
Before they're losing their lives. Um, so with your nonprofit organization, what is it, and what is it that you're trying to accomplish with it?
Well, my nonprofit organization that I'm starting up, I haven't actually went public with it yet, but I'm planning to go public with it next week. Actually, it's called Adapt Focus. It's for those that deal with ambulatory physical disabilities. Where I provide and advocate for those that's willing to participate and get active in fitness, recreational programs, and athletics, and also provide mentorship for those that's been suffered through gun violence. That's having a hard time trying to cope with the situation, or get an understanding of their situation to try to move forward. I want to try to create a path, so people that it was that's not like myself, that may not have that drive or may not have that
Right.
athleticism to pretty much go get it, but to create a pipeline for where, okay, I have this providing for you to get you where you need to be, so it won't be too hard. There's always people that come before us that lay a path, for the people to come. And that's pretty much what I want to do. Create an inclusive society for those that dealing with any type of physical challenges or disabilities that want to get out and feel like they can't get out. And be involved in activities, be involved in sports, be involved in program and everything. The life's, the sky's the limit. I mean,
Right.
so you can do what you want to do, but like I say, you have to first take that step. And that's what I want to be. I want to be that resource for my people here in the community, and not just my community, but actually in the southeastern region. because we don't have nothing like that within 4 hours away from Mobile, Alabama, actually. So that's what I want to bring here to my city, Mobile, Alabama.
Okay. So if you could tell your younger self something, if you could go back and speak to that little boy that, because I can relate. I used to be a
Yeah.
fighter, and now I fight with. I learn to fight with my words instead of my
Yeah.
hands. So I tell people, like, look, I don't fight. I ain't finna fight you. You
Yeah.
gonna be out there fighting by yourself. Like you see me, I'm little. I'm real little in person. You know. Um. So if you could go and speak back to the young DeQuel,
Yeah.
the one that was fighting and staying in trouble, but was so gifted and had so much to live for, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to breathe. Take a moment and just breathe before you act. Just breathe. Step back from the situation and just breathe. You know, we always, and me in particular, I in a drop of a dime, my temper is quick. I snap. You know, but if we just take that moment and take a step back and, you know, take a deep breath and count to 10 or count to 5, count to 3 before we react, a lot of things can be done a lot differently. A lot of things could change, and your situation or your path can be a lot different. I don't regret anything or where I am right now because, like I say, I'm living in my purpose right now.
Right.
But that's something I would tell myself back, my younger self. Just step back and breathe. You're like you're gifted, you're athletic, you're smart. You know, everything doesn't have to result to you wanting to fight. Throw your hands first. And everything. So yeah, just step back and just breathe. That's it.
Okay. So to I have a lot of people on here who um a lot of men and women that are dealing with like depression and
Uh,
anxiety and like suicidal thoughts. And I say it all the time, even when I come on here and I act a fool. Well, I don't
mhm.
really call it acting a fool. I just be being myself. I just their ass out just on period, you know. But I have a lot of people who feel like, the situation that they're in right now is just like the worst, and they don't
Yeah,
can't really see the forest for the trees, right?
yeah.
So I would just like for you, um, because I tell people all the time, even when I used to tell myself when I used to be, because I was like in depression for like 10 years. I was like literally in a room.
Hmm.
I came out
Still,
to cook. Yeah. I came
still.
out to cook, to go to work, all that. And I was back in the room. I was literally in a room for like 10 years, like depressed as fuck, you know?
Hmm.
So what would you um what could you tell um people who right now may think that their situation is, I always say somebody else's situation is worse than yours, even though I'm not saying like you have a worse situation,
Oh,
but I
right,
mean, they got the activity of their limbs, they're getting up running
right.
and, all this kind of stuff. And they feel like it's just like they're in the worst situation and they don't see their way out. What what inspirational words could you give to those people because they're watching?
I mean, I think that's the misconception within the black community is where we feel as though we have to be strong all the time.
Hmm.
We have to hold everything in all the time. We don't have to, especially men, especially my men. It's okay for us to be vulnerable. It's okay for us to express ourselves and express how we feeling, and it's okay to seek help. Therapy is real. Seek help.
Hmm.
Get therapy. Talk with someone. You know that is very important that you try to talk with someone, because the thing about it, what we realize is that when we keep so much stuff built in, and we have no outlet to release that, it just piling up on top of each other and everything. So we need that outlet, and it's up to our it's up to the family members as well, within our community to allow people to become vulnerable and not make a mockery of how a person feeling or what a
Yeah.
person is going through, and everything, because we all fight depression.
Mhm.
It could be it's gonna be definitely different in every situation. We all fight anxiety. I deal with it every day. Anxiety, I deal with it every day, and everything. But the biggest thing I can see to help with just to seek help if you can. Find the best therapist or find the best person whom you trust to um put you in a situation, so you can get the help that you need, because there's nothing wrong with getting help.
It's not.
And that's
I was
the
there.
misconception that we have within the Black community, is that okay, if you go through a therapy, you seeking help, oh, you crazy, you don't know
Or 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 what a lot of Black people have been taught is you don't go tell your business.
yes.
You know, you don't
Hmm.
go tell your business to nobody. You keep out whatever happens because we're kind of raised with that. Whatever happens in our house stays in our house. Not
Yes.
realizing that you internalize that as you get older,
Most
and
definitely
you
generational
really
curses. Yes.
yeah, and and you internalize that, and you really take that and you use that with everything. No matter what it is you're going through, you keep it inside, you keep it in the house, you don't talk to nobody, you don't show any vulnerability, and if you do, it's weakness, especially
Yes.
with men, you know.
Yes.
So but me, I got a big mouth. I'm going to tell you, I had to go. But that's how I had to. That's how I literally, like I got to a point where at first I didn't even realize that I was depressed. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I just was
Yeah.
like, I,
It was a
10
routine thing
years
that
had
you was doing.
passed, and I was like, all I'm doing is coming home,
It
cooking,
was a
and
routine.
going in the
Yeah.
goddamn room, and I'm in the room for hours, and then when I ain't have nowhere to go, I was still just like in
Yeah.
the room. Like I used to literally sit in the dark, right? Like in
Hmm.
the room, like my kids coming, I'm like, get out my room, because I just wanted to be alone. I didn't even realize that I
Yeah.
was depressed. I just felt like, I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I'm going to work, I'm being a mother, I'm being a wife, all that kind of stuff like that. And I didn't even realize it. So I'm glad that you said that because you don't really hear a lot of men um, that's able to say, look, therapy is good and, it works and it's
I
okay.
advocate.
It's
Uh,
okay.
it's definitely okay. I mean, I definitely advocate for it. I'm actually in a mental health awareness webinar that we do monthly. I mean weekly on Mondays and everything. So finding those people that's going through what you're going through and talking with them, and also most importantly, find what you love, what you enjoy doing, what brings you
Mhm.
happiness. It could be reading books, it could be going to the gym, it could be watching a movie, going to the park, jog. It could be anything. Find that happiness. Find that joy. What brings you joy? And at times when you are feeling low, when you are feeling down, I know it's easier said than done, but go to that.
Mhm.
Use that skill, use that coping mechanism to to lift yourself back up. Also, it's a lot of other things that has to do with why a lot of people stay in those depressed states is what you listen to. Are you
Mhm.
listen to negativity? What you turn on? What you the music, TV. If you're around negative, that feeds it, that
Mhm.
feeds depression. And surround yourself around people that's uplifting, that's positive. Watch something that's positive, listen to something that's positive. And that helps, that
Watch
helps.
somebody business and get you a good laugh on set.
Exactly. Laugh. Yes, laughter. Laugh. That's why I laugh. I don't know if you see my page. That's what me and my bro roll and do all the time. We jank and we talk about each other
I
because
did. And
yeah,
you know what I love about because I've been stalking your page, because I mean, but you know what I noticed and what I love about you? I love the fact that your friends don't feel like they have to tiptoe around you and
oh,
like you can't crack jokes.
I
You
don't let them.
like they're gonna hurt your feelings or anything. It's just like, nigga, you gonna roll uphill or what?
Okay then.
You know?
Hey, I don't allow it. and they know me.
Right.
Everybody that's around me, everybody that's connected to me or anything, I would not allow it. I would joke and make you feel uncomfortable about my situation until you felt comfortable about the situation.
Right.
Like
Because
literally,
you uncomfortable.
I'm
They're
I'm
uncomfortable. You're not uncomfortable.
comfortable. I'm great. It's nothing I can't do. It's nothing I can't do. I'm that type of person. I will fall out my chair in the middle of the supermarket while you with me and tell everybody you pushed me out my chair just so you feel just so you can push feel uncomfortable. But that's what it takes to to break that ice, to allow your friends to not have to tiptoe, to be themselves, to know that you can joke, know that you can laugh. No harms coming from laughter, none at all. Especially if it's genuine. And I truly and make sure that everybody I hang around with, when it comes to my friends and family, that everything is genuine. It definitely has to be genuine.
This has been like, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go back and watch this
Don't-
and probably cry. You know what I'm saying? Because and I want other people, y'all, to go back and watch this. Like if because we're kind of in the moment right now, but like
yeah,
once you've had time to unwind or whatever, um, go back and watch this video because um you're gonna make me cry. I'm
don't
gonna tell you
cry.
why you're gonna make me
Don't
cry.
cry.
Not because I'm sad, not because I'm sad, but because I just feel like for you to have gone through what you've gone through and because I'm really a softie. I don't want to cry.
I
I
am.
don't
I
want
am too. As a man,
to.
I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive as a man.
Your spirit, your spirit is just so beautiful. Like in spite
Thank
of,
you.
like
Thank
I know people who go through way less, and they think that it's just so big what they went through. But to go through what you've gone through, your spirit is just like
I mean,
it's
I
just
have
like.
I have my moments. I
Oh,
promise
of
you.
course, you're human. I can imagine.
Exactly,
But,
man.
but,
I
but
give you
still,
honor.
but you know what? But still, to even have the outlook that you're able to have on life, to even be able to sit here and speak and be so positive in spite of your situation, is inspirational, and it just make me just feel like if y'all. For y'all, if y'all out there, Nina Rose said you are rolling testimony. Period. Nina, period.
Hey,
Period.
that's my home. Hey, that's my homie right
so,
there. That's my
so,
homie right there.
to just even sit here and I feel honored, to have
Yeah.
you even come on my platform and
I
to be able
mean,
to speak. And
thank you.
it just makes me feel like, and I hope it makes you all feel like, you know, you might be going through something and you probably can't get a bill paid and you scared your light's gonna be off. I've been in the dark plenty of times in my younger days. And and at the moment, that is so huge, and it's just such a heartache, and it's such a burden. And when any of us get in that moment where we want to feel sorry for ourselves, I really want you, Lavita, don't start crying because y'all know I'm a crybaby.
Well,
Um, I'm holding it together right now. Like I'm literally holding it together. I just want you guys to be able to go back and just look at this video and just see that, you know what? My situation just ain't that damn bad. Shit, he out here doing every goddamn thing. And I'm complaining and griping about it. I mean,
everything. And when I say
it's
everything, baby, listen,
beautiful.
baby, I've been skydiving and everything, bungee
You
jumping,
feel
baby.
you feel you need a girlfriend. One that's kind of, you know.
I do it. I do it all. Like literally, I'm very adventurous. I'm very and extremely adventurous. I like to have fun. I enjoy everything. Me and my family, we go on
Now,
family trips all the
now you
time.
know what? I have been trying to get somebody to go skydiving with me for like
Oh
five
yeah,
years. Yeah, everybody think I'm like you lost your motherfucking mind, Keith.
let's
I'm
go.
like, look, but this is how I feel because I'm a daredevil. Like I mean, like I be
Okay,
all up in the
okay.
mountains and trying to be. I be everywhere, you know. And I just feel like if I can skydive, right? You
Right.
can't tell me. You gonna tell me I just got the plane. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30,000 to 55,000 feet in the air. What you
Yeah.
can't tell me that I can't do shit? It ain't nothing I can't do. If I could just say, you know what? I'm see if I'm gonna hit the goddamn ground. I'm trusting
Okay.
this parachute to open up, and that bitch open up. You see what I'm saying? And that bitch open up. You can't tell me shit. So you know if you want to goddamn come out here to Vegas and go skydiving it,
All right. Now when I
just call me
when I roll up that way, and I be like, hey, let's go. Hey,
Okay, look, 'cause I do.
and I
So,
tell people
is
though,
there anything else that you want to say before we end this interview?
it's nothing. I just want to appreciate you yourself for being the amazing person that you are, and
Thank
for
you.
allowing me, giving me to use your platform to tell my story. You know, to try to uplift, as many people that that I can and everything. And I just want everybody to just continue to just live. Everything that we going through on a daily basis. Too much is happening out there right now. We're losing loved ones left and right. Cherish the people that loves you, and live life. Enjoy it. Go out there, get out the house, do something, and just live. Smile. I challenge people to at least find something 3 times throughout the day to smile. At least 3 times out the day just to smile. No matter what it is, just smile. You know,
Everybody on here smiling right now.
you know.
Everybody on here smiling.
Like literally, and that's it. I just appreciate the opportunity to be here before you and the others that's out there today and everything, and be able to share my story and my testimony, and just continue to put God first, and with Him, all things is possible. And we can get through any and every situation if we just believe and put in the work. Faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
So if you want it, go get it.
And on that note, um, we gonna end this interview. I just want to tell you, DeQuEL Robinson,
Yes,
young
ma'am.
king, because you right around the age that I like. You know what I'm saying? I like my men. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this interview. I hope that you guys go back and watch it, and you are inspired and all of that good kind of shit. But as usual, I love everybody that love me. I fuck with everybody that fuck with me. And if you don't, you know, I don't know why you're over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you're over here trying to look at this smile and these teeth and these waves and shit that the way I got going on. But I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. Make sure that you guys tune in for the interview that I'm gonna have with George tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's my time. It's gonna be 2 o'clock for y'all down there in Alabama. 3 o'clock for y'all over there in Atlanta and all the way over there in that area and stuff like that. And until next time, I'm see y'all later. Thank you.